Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to 30 to Life. It's your boy Uso Ron, and today we got a reaction video for y'all. It's been a minute since I did one, so it's about time we do this. Today I'm gonna react to a video by the homie Dubs. He got a channel on YouTube. If you guys ain't been able to check him out, man, go check him out. He's got all the prison stories that you guys like to listen to. He always has a good message to go along with it, and he's just a real good dude. Also, if you guys don't know this, he actually is one of the guys that shouted out our channel here on 30 to Life. He shouted us out during the time when we were first getting started. We had only about 600-700 subscribers. We needed 1,000 to get verified, and he actually shouted us out and helped us get up over that hump. And so shout out to Dubs. You know, we always appreciate you over here. But today we're gonna react to one of his videos that he just shared not too long ago. And he's talking about basically how the Southern Mexicans were at war with the blacks, the Northern Mexicans, the whites, and the others. This is something that I could attest to. I was locked up in High Desert State Prison, and during my stay there, I can tell you this, that Southside was at war with everyone. I'm talking about every time they came out, it just depended on what race was on the yard or who wasn't on lockdown at the time, they was going at it with them. Even during the lockdowns, if there was a chance for them to get at anybody, it didn't matter if it was the other, white, black, Northern Mexican, it don't matter, they was at them. And so we were all on high alert up there, but that's another story for another time. Today though, we're gonna react to his video, and basically he was just talking about the others like closer to the end of the video. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip ahead to that part, and then we're gonna go ahead and talk about it.
The others, check this out. The others, I remember an incident that happened 2004 maybe, and I'm on the yard, and there was only a few of us out there, yard crew, right, 6 of us, and I noticed all of the others were out there, all of them, all of the islanders, all of the Asians, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I noticed them grouping up, right? And I asked one of the homies, hey, Holmes, who are they tripping on? This dummy says, I think us. I said, what? And I knew the shot caller.
Hold on. So when he says shot caller, that is something that has always been hard for, especially the Asians within our car. It's hard for them to accept anybody speaking for us, you know what I mean, because of pride. A lot of pride runs through a lot of Asians and a lot of Islanders. And so a lot of times, well, all the time. So basically we don't really have a shot caller. We'll have somebody that's been locked up, you know, since the 80s or whatever, since long before us. And, you know, they'll basically run down the game to us and basically help guide us. You know what I'm saying? But as for calling anybody a shot caller within our car, there really isn't. We basically understand that, you know, we got to function together. And so as long as all groups that are involved in the car are in agreement with a situation, then, you know, that's basically how we roll. I don't know if this guy was representing himself to Dubs as a shot caller, but yeah, I mean, at least the whole time I was down over a decade, and I did a lot of time in level 4 in High Desert State Prison. But yeah, we never really had no shot caller. We just kind of were on the same mind frame, you know what I mean? So let's check this out though.
And I almost said his name. I almost did a Wes Watson right there. He was a cool motherfucker out of Orange County. And I said, man, I didn't even strap up. I told the homie, stay right here, Holmes. And they were on the weight pile. There's no more weights, but still where the weight pile was, right there where the basketball court is, C facility, New Folsom. And I walked over to him. I said, hey, homie, can I holler at you? He was like, yeah, what's up? And I could see the tension in him, right? I said, what you tripping on, eh? I said, I see all you guys, every one of you's out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's cracking? But I did tell the homies to go around the chow halls and tell the homies, all the kitchen workers, to slide out when the truck comes through. And they started coming out, and they came out strapped. But I wanted to show this dude a little respect, not go up to him strapped up. And I was like, what's up, man? And he told me what it was, and it was a nothing. It was a non-factor issue. Somebody said something that somebody didn't like. When I heard what it was, they were right. I said, man, hold up, homie. I said, we fucking gamble together every fucking day. You and I talk to each other every day. We've always had a good rapport, right? And he's like, yeah. I said, why didn't you get at me? Why you bring all your people out here?
Okay, so what Dubs is saying there, man, he's absolutely right. I don't understand why no one went and got at him, or especially the dude that he had rapport with, the dude that supposedly is speaking for the car. I think that was very respectful, and actually that was a lot of love for what Dubs did to approach, the homies first before anything cracked off, because when you're grouping up and you're getting ready, and especially if you're going to be the ones that are going to be hit, you know what I'm saying, then it's go time. And so for Dubs to go up to him and speak with him about the issue, to find out what's going on, that was a lot of love and respect, a lot of respect for whoever this individual was that Dubs was speaking with. When I was locked up in High Desert, exactly what Dubs says, why didn't you get at me? See, in High Desert, we don't just move just to move, because you see there's repercussions for every action, and especially if you're in the wrong, right? So we kind of move, strategically, of course, and we need to give the respect to the other race, to the other car. And so what should have happened right there, if there was an issue, especially like that, like as small as that is, just some words exchanged, it was very simple for this dude who had a rapport with Dubs to just go over there and speak with him and say, hey, bro, this is what happened. This is a situation. Just wondering, what I'm saying, what y'all gonna do about it? That's basically what you do, is you put it into their hands, because that's giving them respect to at least handle their business, especially like in this situation. Dubs was like, they're right. And so it's handled. So I'm not sure why they came out, the other car, I'm not sure why they came out deep and ready for war, especially for something like that, when it was very simple, especially if they got a rapport with the Southsiders. Either way, if they didn't, they should at least approach them and give them action, basically fixing the problem, because the last thing we all want to do is go to war, and get our brothers hurt, maybe possibly killed, fuck up the program, all that shit, man. Just a lot gets shut down because of this. The movement gets shut down. So, we're all trying to avoid this shit. But sometimes you can't avoid things. And the only reason why I would think that it was time to go to war is because basically there was no other outcome. So I'm not sure why they came out to the yard ready to go. But yeah. So let's watch some more.
And he's like, nah, hey, we're good, Holmes. Hey, you said you're gonna take care of it. I said, I got you. I went over there, talked to who needed a tongue lashing, and it was done. But every one of the others was about to get off that day. They were, which is smart, which is fucking smart. They knew, shit, how many did we, there was probably about 130 vatos from Southern California on that yard. So why would these dudes, probably 30 deep, 35 deep at the most, why would they send a crew of 5 or 6 and then have to deal with what comes next? Regardless how big and strong they are, which them Islanders, man, those motherfuckers are strong.
So what Dubs is saying is that, yeah, it is smart for all of us to go. That's basically mandatory within our car. When it's time to go, we all going. And that has to do with numbers. Dubs had mentioned that. See, because in most prisons, we're outnumbered. In most prisons, we're outnumbered by the blacks. We're outnumbered by the whites. We're outnumbered by the Southsiders. We're about even with the Northerners a lot of times, But when it comes down to issues, we all got to go. It's just how it is. And especially like he's saying, you want to be in the first wave. What he's saying about being in the first wave is basically when it first kicks off. Because like Dubs is saying, you don't want to be left on the yard with short numbers. We're already short in the first place. And so if most of our homies go to the hole, in the first riot, then whatever's left, it's pretty much easy pickings. I mean, we're gonna come out and do what we got to do, and we're gonna fight to the end, of course. But the numbers are really, really depleted at that moment. And not only that, it gives the other group time to basically prepare, get their weapons ready, get their strategy ready, and talk with one another so that they're all, ready to jump at that time. So when shit kicks off, you want to be in that first wave. You want to be able to go right then and there. Let's get this over with, you know what I mean? And then we'll go to the back and we'll end up sorting out all the issues, finding out what happened, what went on, and blah, 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 all that good shit. But I just want to say, man, that Dubs, man, is a straight up dude. He's a good dude, man. And for him to go over there and talk with this shot caller basically was a lot of love, man. And I really think that the homies that were on that yard, I don't think they understood that. Maybe they did. But yeah, I don't really know the whole story. And again, he said this was in New Folsom. I had never been to New Folsom. I was in High Desert. And then after that, I was in Solano and Corcoran. So basically where I've been, you always give the other group action at handling their business within their car, by bringing the issue to them. The way we function is like this, man. Either we gonna get off where we mad at, because it's basically like if it was such an issue of disrespect, then why didn't dude just get off on old boy? As simple as that. But if you gotta come back to the car and you gotta come tell us that you was disrespected and things like that, well, then we got to go through the protocols. We got to go through the steps. We got to go talk with people like Dubs and figure out, what's going to happen next after that. If we feel like they didn't handle their business, or we've been watching and waiting for them to handle it with old boy, and we still sitting here just looking disrespected, then okay, yeah, we come out and we got to do what we got to do. We make our move that way. But if anything, with these people that were there, with the others that were there at that time, if they're going to come out all ready to go to war and shit without speaking to the other car, they just might as well handle their business. They just might as well. But to each his own. I don't know who Mr. Shot Caller was, but yeah, it just sounds like it wasn't handled right. You know what I'm saying? And I think Dubs handled it perfectly, like a G. And that's how it's supposed to be done. So again, man, I just want to tell y'all, man, real quick, if y'all ain't been able to go over and check out Dub's channel, I'll leave it here. Y'all go show him some love, man. Really good dude. Once again, let him know y'all coming from 30 to life. And with that said, y'all know what it is. Stay the fuck out of trouble.